Hey, great Wednesday evening is a crazy Wednesday evening in the city of Brownsville, Texas. And it's crazy because I'm having internet issues,
And
and
so,
I just don't get it. I supposedly have some great internet here at the house, and for some reason my computer's on the fritz. So I'm at that point where I don't know if it's the computer. Kathy, are you there?
yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? You went
I
off
can
for
hear
a
you. Yeah, it's I don't know if it's again the internet or it's just I don't know what it is. 'Cause I literally just turned off the internet, so I just don't understand.
I was also having a little trouble also as well.
Good evening, good evening, Joe. I wish I would have been able to make it to today's show as well. I did have church today from 7 to 8, so I couldn't make it. But congratulations on an amazing show, Hannah Night Live. Uh, they had their first performance, performing arts group there at Hannah, and they did an amazing job, Kathy.
Oh,
I thought, Monday.
that's great. That's good.
It
Awesome.
was really, really good. The kids had a great, great time. The audience had a great time. It was just a great little event. So it was kind of good, and I'm glad I got to be there. I got to see a lot of the students, a lot of parents. I saw Carlos Elizondo there, which was a good, had a good little conversation. I didn't see any other board members though, Kwate.
Well, usually that's what happens. A lot of them are either don't make that time as they say when they're asking for a vote. They're saying, "Hey, we're here. We're going to be committed." And at the end of the day, they don't really show face. It's they show face when they start working their time for reelection, but they really don't care throughout the year.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And again, it's like we mentioned this morning. It's what the voters voted in. So I really, you really don't have much. You have anyone to blame but yourselves if you voted that way. It is what it is.
That is correct.
Don't use Wi-Fi. Use Ethernet. Frankie, I need you to come over and help me hook that up. I do not know how to hook that up, and I probably would destroy the system if I did and make it worse.
Give me a second.
Yeah. And I understand that you connect the modem or the box or something directly to your computer. My issue is I don't know where to connect it exactly, and that scares me a little bit because I'm not that tech savvy, and I don't want to get caught with destroying everybody else's uses of internet here in the house. So, Frankie, if you don't mind coming over and helping someone that is limited in regards to Ethernet knowledge, so that I could get that fixed, so we can fix it. So, Kathy, what's going on in the city of Brownsville?
Well, I believe there's a lot going on, right? As per what I've heard, I guess there were some challenges of GBIC not long ago, but then again, I think that's the same story that we have, right? Um, lately, I haven't seen. I've seen just a lot of the traffic jam because of street lights. Today, I think 802 was without lights for a while. There, traffic was really bad. What else is
Also,
going
yeah,
on? I've been out of pocket for a couple of days or weeks trying to open
yeah,
up my water company. Finally, we got everything set. So that's something that I've been focusing on.
yeah. There was I think an incident where a truck ran into a pole or something, and it destroyed a transformer, or something, and it all started to get on fire. Actually, I posted a video on my page, so it looked kind of horrific.
Wow, it's
I had a
it.
conversation with Commissioner Los Santos today in regards to something that we shared this morning in regards to shutting down downtown and just closing up the streets. There are too many accidents that happen downtown. Plus, uh, it's an opportunity to make it into a cycling scooter hub down there. We had a good conversation. He mentioned in regards to the tax base and basically agrees that this oh, we're lowering your taxes. This is a bunch of bullcrap.
Well, you know what happened was that the legislative was working on seeing how they can bring it back to the community. So whatever decision that they made based on the assessed value of the properties, that they were going to put it out for vote. But then I recall that the city of Brownsville had an agenda item to increase the tax rate for the city, and so did the county. So whatever was being worked on at the state level for us to go out and agree and vote on, um, I guess that tax rate is still gonna it it defeats the purpose of whatever the state legislative, that they were voting on or agreeing to, that they bring it to the cities, to the citizens to vote on. I mean, meanwhile, the local leaders are raising the tax. So what good does that do?
Well, no.
No. While some people are trying to get it fixed or trying to give us a tax break, the local here don't really care.
Well, I don't. I mean, I think it's just a big old play on words in regards to we're going to lower your taxes, and ultimately we wind up paying the rest. What's your take on the TRE?
On the TRE.
Well, the new tax the district voted on.
The district or the city and the county? Oh,
Uh,
with the school district also?
yeah, the district is going to put up for vote to see if the community is willing to increase taxes, pay more taxes for them.
The thing is that Erasmo, I know they're losing students, right? That's
Yeah.
one. But you know what? Those high salary jobs that they have, the superintendent himself is a joke. He's just overpaid, uh, not worth, you know, that amount of salary. I mean, I don't know how he got that high, but I don't even think that the larger district pay their superintendents. I have not seen the salaries for superintendents in the past 3 or 4 years, but I know that our superintendent or the BISD superintendent is overpaid. It doesn't. It doesn't seem to be um, the sharpest tool in the shed. You know.
Well, there's a rumor going out there, and I actually posted on it that he is on his planning to be on his way out.
I heard that there's an opportunity for him in the Upper Valley, and I think this is the opportunity to get rid of him. He's not. I just the man seems to be for personal self-interest only. I think he's very cold towards the community. He doesn't seem to be doing much. I mean, he's never impressed me. I don't think he's that sharp. And I think that there's a lot of issues with the district financially because him himself, I don't think he's that strong in that area. And
Well,
then he paid all his buddies, he paid them an outrageous salary, which was never heard of in the past years or with prior salaries, approved salaries.
well, do you think a lot of it has to do with the inefficiency of the current board in regards to taking action? Because I don't know if you've been following, they extended his contract.
You see, they extended his contract. How does his evaluation? Okay, so you have a formative and summative, right? You have two. You do you do the formative and the summative, and from there basically he has to give you, right? He's there's I don't know how many questions. I don't know what his evaluation documentation looks like nowadays, but I know that the one that we used to have way back then, it was at least 10 pages with at least 50 questions involving the community itself. A lot of it was the finances, and a big percentage was the financial of the district, and the other part was participation within the community, and how did the staff or the people feel about the superintendent um, performance. So we took a lot of that into consideration. I mean, I don't know what the board members are doing now, but it seems to me that there's a lot of the morale extremely. They're having a lot of issues. One of the issues just these past 2 weeks have been the AC system, the air conditioned system. I think most of the schools have had problems with that, and I think that there's just hasn't been. And another issue, I heard that they put a nurse in charge of a nurse
Maintenance.
in maintenance. So then the qualifications are becoming a mediocre applicant for somebody that just have the qualifications to be able to be placed in the proper departments where they belong. I mean, it's beyond me. I don't know. I don't think that the district is functioning the way it should. I mean, then again, I've heard a lot of people that have been complaining um, as parents, not only as parents, but we have a lot of teachers that are leaving. I mean, they're just so tired of the system. We've lost a lot of tenured teachers, and it's so sad because it's got to be a balance, you know.
Well, and one of the things that I shared this morning, I've been sharing for a while. Part of the problem is that you know, there's been no vision in regards to how to keep or maintain students. I mean, the district is doing bleeding students like crazy, and a lot of individuals they go out there and they blame the charter schools, and you know that has something to do with it. But ultimately, it's retention, and we failed in regards to retaining students. They want to go to get a better product somewhere else, and se van con la finta a lot of times of having these upgraded facilities, which we haven't upkept at the district. I mean, a lot of our schools, again, they look like if they were schools back from the 1960s and 70s. But part of the problem is a lot of times, and Kathy, you were on the board, and I think you lived this. A lot of times, the politics and the envelopes under the table, they get so hefty that the individuals who sit on the majority, succumb.
They control that decision making.
Yeah, they succumb to what is in the best interest of vendors, of builders, of insurance agents, instead of what's in the best interest of Brownsville as a community as a whole.
And it's so unfortunate because I'm curious to see what 5-year plan they have for maintenance and operations. What other plan do they have as to retention of students? What incentives would they have for our teachers, which a lot of the districts are being creative with certain, trying to keep the teachers, and they know that it's only getting more difficult, so they're trying to retain them by giving them other incentives, bonuses, and so forth. I just saw, I can't remember what the school district is, but they were giving quite a bit of incentives,
La
and
Jolla.
La Jolla, yes. And so you stop and you think, it's right near our backyard, and yet we can't get this together. BISD is let me read this quick here. BISD number 15 is superintendent salary in the state. Wow. It's such a shame because I don't see the district as strong as what it was. And you know what? I'm going to tell you one thing that and board member, that always pats himself on the back, and he's always praising that this is the best superintendent we've had, and oh, the district had never been the way it is. We've been at the best ever. I'm going to say his name, Eddie Garcia. He's always saying that the district is at its best and the finest, and
Yeah, no,
oh, the superintendent is the best superintendent we've ever had.
no.
And I'm like, I don't know what type of business you think you're running in the district, but it doesn't seem to be good at all. And that part is that these people, they go out there, and then they stroke themselves. I'm going to say it. They stroke themselves like if they've been the greatest thing to ever happen to the district. And it's such a shame because there's so many issues going on right now. And I think everywhere, Erasmo, if you turn one way, the city, they have issues, serious issues. You turn the other direction, and the district is. I'm going to tell you, I have nieces. I have nieces that are parents in the district, and they're so fed up with the district. They just, you know, they're sick of it.
Yeah. Well, any opportunity that they get, they want out. And it's really unfortunate because I think back in your day, Kati, I think y'all had a student population of like 52.
We were down, honestly, we were down to like 48, 40, close to 49. We had already lost quite a bit of students. Because remember, uh, the people, I think the people realize this, but when there's a there's a charter school coming in, when the charter school comes in, they send the school district a letter asking them if it's okay for this charter school to come in to the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
To the area. And so the board president has to sign off on it and agree, and so does the superintendent. That's how they come in. Before they come and build their building, they have to come and let the public school system know, hey, we're coming in and this is where we're going to be studying. And so, you know, I mean, we have what, 3, 4 ideas already. We have one downtown over here by Palm Boulevard. We have, which is over there by that neighborhood off of Palm Boulevard, Mexico Boulevard. What is it?
Yeah.
Palm Boulevard and Mexico Boulevard. And then
Riverside.
it's over there by Lopez High School,
Yeah.
right? And then we have the one over here on 802. That's up to the third one. And then we have the one on Paredes. They're almost covering certain radiuses of where the populations are. You know, they're tapping into areas where they know that there's neighborhoods close by and that parents go, wow, it's a great system, you know.
Well, and it's not only idea. We also have Jubilee opening up everywhere, Harmony opening up, and I think there's other schools. There's Triumph and Premier. I think other high schools out there. I mean, there's a plethora of individuals out there that I call it nos ven la cara de pens, and and unfortunately for our community is that our community loses out, and instead of the district upping their game in regards to trying to offer a better product, we find ourselves como los perros de las dos tortas, ni aquí ni allá,
Yeah.
and that's what's really really very unfortunate. It's something that unfortunately happens at the city as well. At the city, we're struggling in exactly the same way. There is no leadership. Everyone's out for themselves. There's no accountability. We hardly hear from the mayor or anybody else unless there's a photo shoot or photo moment in order to go out there and take a picture. I was out there at the first flight of Velo, the flights that are flying out to Las Vegas. I actually went on that flight, and let me tell you, they were having. It was so indicative, Kati, which was kind of like trippy. They were having this shindig, little celebration, where they had these balloons and stuff, acá en una esquina, and the people were just, getting on the plane. So it was a missed opportunity. Instead of being over here with the individuals that are actually using the service, they were out there on their own, And again, all it was is a picture moment, in front of the damn balloons, and putting face up there. We don't need individuals that photoshopped politicians. We had that with Jessica Tetreault, and what a disaster that was. Very fortunate she's not anywhere in politics right now. It was just a disaster because they supposedly they go in, and it's the same thing with a lot of these cheerleaders out there that want to have positions. They go in, all cheering and stuff, and all of a sudden they get in, and nothing changes. Everything's the same. So what happened to all the promises that they made? We get nothing.
Remember that, what's her name? This chick, this cheerleader, I forgot her name.
Macias?
Macias. Okay. You know what?
So insignificant.
So exactly. And you know what? As she ran this race like she was this Miss Innocent, that she was this good little cheerleader. And I'm going to say it. She said that as soon as she got elected, that I am going to get out of that board. Didn't she say that in the public library where they're
Yeah.
staff now? Because I say, mira nomás, the lies that they feed to the people when we were in there at the public library, and she told all of us, "Oh no, I am going to get out of the GBIC as soon as I get elected." Like she knew she was already in, buddy.
Right.
Like she knew that the people were going to get her in the way they manipulate to get her in, and all those groups. Unfortunately, it's so sad. I don't it's I'm so sick of it.
Yeah, and I'm hoping more and more individuals are sick of it. Maggie wants you to run for school board.
I would love to, but I'm going to be very honest with you. We need to have a strong for this this time around. The school district has to have some strong for candidates to be able to go in there and do the questions that need to be ask the questions that need to be asked, and hold accountable the people that need to be held accountable. Very simple. And run the business like it should. I mean, they've forgotten all about the students. They've forgotten that the teachers, I think they're living their worst years before they retire. And the new ones, I don't think they're really liking it either. It's just it's such a mess.
It is a mess. It's really, really unfortunate. I was very proud to go to the event yesterday, and I'm hoping to be able to attend more events and maybe see what happens in 2024. One of the elections out there is Little Eddie, the guy that you mentioned. He's planning to run for Texas collector. I mean, haven't done that great of a job at the district, despite the fact that, as Kathy says, y'all keep on patting yourselves in the back. Just don't see it. And our students aren't living it, and the parents are just fed up with it. It's just not happening.
It,
And
it's
it's just graceful. But again, one of the things that I've always said, Kathy, is it's until the individuals that are part of the district, like teachers, principals, uh, food service, it's until they come together and actually vote for true change instead of voting the same crap back in over and over again, nothing is going to change.
uh,
Nothing will change.
unbelievable. Just the when they started with that Victoria Heights, and how they were trying to. I was like, where I mean, is there anything upstairs? Like, people really
When they were going
like?
to make it an illegal alien hub.
Yeah, it's one of those, yeah, site based for those undocumented individuals. And then you have a lot of people there that you're elderly, you're people that are retired, and they didn't even know that that was going to happen. They didn't.
No, and again, the same thing happens that happens all the time. Uh, Again, there was no word out to the individuals in the surrounding areas as to where they were going to go. If it hadn't been for a small group that went out there and spoke about it, they would have moved on it like that, as they were actually already planning to. It's really unfortunate because the opinion of the individuals that are going to be most affected by the adverse situations that they are being placed in by these elected officials is really, really uncanny. But I agree with you in regards to Gutierrez, and good riddance if he is getting the job in McAllen.
Good for them.
Congratulations.
Take them.
Yeah, no,
McAllen.
we won't
Hey,
fight for
hey,
him.
ah?
We're not going to fight for him.
No, we're not. Here, what do you want? You want recommendations? Here, take them.
Take him off.
Take them. Take them out of our hands.
My question is, who's going to be pinned to become interim superintendent, and will they be twice as bad as Gutierrez?
I it's just, they need to really, understand that the person that needs to run the district needs to have they need to be well rounded with the different areas of experience and knowledge. I mean, you can't just have somebody there that's just going to be sit down behind a desk and just not even know what really is going on, or not even show face in the community. I mean, this guy doesn't even return calls. He's
No,
a superintendent, doesn't even give us the courtesy to call us back. I stopped calling him because, you know what? I don't know who he thought he was, but he wouldn't return calls. And I remember one of the board members says, "Miss Presas, it's your duty to go look for him if he doesn't return your calls." Excuse me? No. I'm the citizen here. I'm the taxpayer. And if he's working for a community, he better return calls. And if he doesn't like to return calls, then have his secretary return calls, but have him do his job.
100%. Kathy, so what else is going on in the city of Brownsville?
Let me see. Hey, I heard about the county, the judge, the issue about the $15,000 check, right?
Yeah.
My God. What a that's another issue, I guess. It's so sad. It's when when people were talking about it. I was talking to a couple of people, and they said, "But that was the notice was out there. It was advertised. Why didn't other people participate? Whether there were Democrats or Republicans, why didn't they take the initiative to participate with the other groups and clean? You know, regardless. I mean, they knew that all that mess was there, and thank God that the other people did take the initiative, to do what they needed to do and have done. But that just goes to show how some people just don't really see things the way they should. They continue to divide people. That's what they do. And but I guess in the city, let me see what else is really going on. I'm disappointed at the way things are being handled, because I think that one of the issues that I was asked about 2 weeks ago is like, when is Mr. Cowan going to bring down the the utility? I mean, he's not going to be able to do that. I know that the flyer, I have the flyer somewhere. I had saved the flyer where it said about PUB. I'm going to see if I can find it, and the next show we'll run it through. But it was the flyer for uh, John Cowan, right? That was showing that he would bring down the rates. But I really don't think that he's able to do that. Then again, who are the board? Who's on the PUB board now? Who the replacements that they needed? Because they had to replace a couple of people, didn't they?
Well, I don't think anyone got moved out of the different positions. I think that most of them are still there. I hadn't follow up in regards to who we were in place. I think Tijerina had been offered a position. I'm not real sure. The same guy that was I can't remember, was on that ethics committee, or the group that was supposed to, the charter review that was going to check on the PUB checks and balances. Well,
Mm-hmm.
again, nothing has changed. My concern is nothing's going to change, and this is one of the things that I try to let individuals know, guys, we're not going to get any money back. The money's not going to come back ever.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's never going to happen. Once they take it, there's just no chance of them going to give it back. It doesn't matter how many promises John Cowan made in regards to, we're going to give the money back, we're going to lower your bill. First of all, it was never going to happen, and it didn't happen, and it's not going to happen, because once they charge you a certain amount for so many years, there's absolutely no way they're going to go back. Mientras no le pican la cola a la gente, no le importa. Well, yeah, that's sadly true. Thank you, Kathy, for helping us residents in Victoria Heights with the board members. Eddie Garcia trying to put the immigrants in Victoria Heights school without informing us residents. I even emailed the Governor Abbott around getting signatures to stop them abusing members.
Yes. Welcome, Miss Maggie.
Well, it's unfortunate because, again, you expect individuals that are in elected positions to be the voice of the people that they represent. And unfortunately for Miss Maggie and for everyone out there, it's not what we got in any way, shape, or form. And it's
And
not what we're getting in any department.
in any of the entities, like, you stop and you think, and the entities that we have, what is really going on. And I heard somebody today that they talked to me about the port, that what is it, the LNG. And they called me and they said, Miss Gatti, do you realize that there's been 4 contractors that have reached out to regards to that project, LNG? Well, they're bringing all these companies from out of the area that are going to be doing the work, not local companies, you know? I guess whatever work needs to be done, right? And I was like, oh
Right.
my, not, and there's going to be so much money there. Literally, there's going to be so much money there, right? And but at the same time, we go back to, you know, why do they overlook at the local people here? Why aren't they given the opportunity? It's just same thing, it's just a different
Over and
area.
over and over again.
I know that elections are coming up real soon. In 2024, you have commissioners elections for the city, right?
Right.
Right now, you have the county seats that are coming up, right? And then you have sheriffs, right? There's so much going on, and people really need to start participating. It's like I guess the proposition for the teachers, also for retired teachers, right? There's that proposition out there to go vote for an increase, I believe, in their salaries or something in their retirement. And let me see, because there's just so much going on. See, the next city election is going to have your District 3 and at large, right? Seats. The next one, right, Erasmo?
Yes. It's going to be District 3. Uh,
District
uh,
District 4.
no, District 3. Oh, yeah, yeah. District 3, District 4, and at large B.
Mm-hmm. Which
So
is Carlos, it's Gowan,
Gowan's out.
and it's Roy de los Santos.
Abuelo Santos and Commissioner Cardenas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be an interesting race.
Yep. Yep.
And again, an opportunity out there. But again, we'll see. We'll see if we're going to take advantage of the opportunity. Kathy,
The school district in 2024 has 4 seats.
yeah.
Has
And
4 coming
we
up.
need at least 2 of those seats.
Yeah.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully be able to take 4.
If it could be a strong 4 to be able to work with the 3 that are already there, then you would really be able to stabilize the district in the direction. Being that the people really want to make a difference and will really focus on the needed, the maintenance and operation, finances, everything that comes into play.
I agree. Kathy, I'm done.
Okay.
Guys, thank you for coming on, Kathy. Let's get together this week, have coffee, and plan out a little bit more information in regards to what's going on.
Yeah.
Thanks for everyone that's coming out, and thank you, Kathy, again. You're amazing.
You're welcome. Good night,
Guys,
everybody. Take care.
see you tomorrow at 9:00 in the morning. I think Roman's going to be on. Guys, be good to each other. Be good to me. Guys, see you in the morning. God bless.
Good night.